Hey, Dr. G. How you been?
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I'm going to ask you some questions from some students.
Okay, good.
That's good. You ready to start?
I'm ready anytime.
All right, let's begin. So, what is this intern program?
The intern program, we start with what's called the leadership program. The leadership program starts at third grade and goes all the way through 12th grade. And that program teaches students, the biggest thing we teach them there is public speaking. Yeah. To be able to address a crowd, a group. Let's say you grow up and you get a top level job. Yeah. The biggest and hardest thing that's been found of all American, and not just American, but in the world, of all the people that have big jobs, they can't speak to a crowd. They get nervous. So we teach them starting right from third grade how to speak, how to stand up, how to have poise, how to have presence, how to do things right. That's leadership. But then we expose them to some of the things that are happening in terms of universities. We travel, we see a lot of those. If you do a good job there, and the criteria is very small, you have to not be in trouble in school and get at least to be average. If they do a good job there, they're eligible for what's called the superintendent's intern program. What that is the top of the top, the cream of the cream. And you can get in that when you're a 10th grader. We take 3 to 5 10th graders. Then at the 11th grade, we take 3 to 5. And then at the seniors, we take anywhere from, it might be 10, it might be 15, somewhere in that range. That's what the internship program is all about.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of traveling too.
That's very interesting. And how did it start?
How did it start? I've been doing it for forever.
Forever?
Since I was a principal, which was way back in Michigan, which would be about maybe 40 to 50 years ago.
50 years.
And we get the students, because the students always wanted to do something a little extra, a little bit nice, a little bit defining, to be different than the other students, the top students. So we started this leadership program and they really liked it. I thought I might get like 1 or 2 kids, and I got like maybe 50. Wow. And sometimes here, like right now, in our leadership program, we have 140 kids. 140 kids in our leadership program. So that's how it started, way, way back. It was an idea to get students to think like leaders, not like followers.
Whoa, that's really great. I really like that idea. Now, what other people have helped to make this possible?
A lot of people.
A lot of people?
Of course, a lot of what students do comes from their parents.
Yeah.
The kids, I call them kids, the students that come into these programs, or any students, they will show a lot of what their parents did, how their parents lived, what they taught them, what they would allow, what they would not allow. So, of course, the parents were a big part. The other part is previous leaders. Previous leaders, like your sister would probably tell you about the intern program. Yeah. She probably talked about it sometimes. Yes, so you heard about her from her, right?
Yeah.
And so other students, older students, previous leaders, they're very important. Teachers, very important, because the teachers recommend to us who they think the best leaders would be, and interns. Also principals and counselors. Those are some of the people. There are others.
That's great. Really great. So, what opportunities does the school have to offer?
The school offers a lot of opportunities. You can do most anything here. The school is what would be considered a fine arts school. Oh, yeah. Back in history, it would be called a humanities school. Yeah. Because the school really, what they really like and emphasize is the science, the music, all of the fine arts stuff. Right. And so, but really here, you can get whatever you want. Right. If you like to go the science and math route, then you can take the engineering courses. If you like the fine arts, then you can take all of those things that we have, like music, dance. If you like the after-school activities, you can look at theater, again, fine arts. Mm-hmm. You can look at anything to do in music. For example, Miss Lugo has the dancers, you've probably seen it. Oh, yeah. Can you know what their names were? What do they call them? See, I'm interviewing you now.
That's fair.
The ballet folklorica.
The folklorica.
You seen it, right? You seen it with all the big, the big dresses and all that. Well, so you can do that. Or if you really, really want to hone in on something, an area, like some of our students, like this young lady, really likes theater. So she'll hone in on it. So this school offers everything that any big school offers. There's nothing that a big school has that we don't offer.
Oh, yeah. That's very good because we are a small school, but like we are mighty.
That's right.
That's why we're the Mighty Dragons.
That's right. Because the Da Vinci kids don't go out to be number 2. When they get out there to do whatever it's they're doing, they get to be number 1. That's how they act. That's how they portray themselves.
So, what sports does Da Vinci have?
We have a lot of different ones for different kinds of people. Because some people are, bigger and they like to play something where there's some physical contact, like maybe it's going to be soccer. Maybe it's going to be football. So we have flag football. We're starting tackle football next year.
Oh, yeah.
Be the first time. It's tackle football. We got those kind of sports. We got volleyball. We got basketball, boys and girls. And it's not new, but there's a rule. It's a law called Title IX. Whatever you offer to the boys, you have to offer something that's comparable to the girls.
Yeah.
So if you have boys basketball, you have to have girls basketball.
Exactly.
If you have football and girls don't play football, you have to offer them something that's comparable. That's volleyball. So we have volleyball. We have softball. We have baseball. We have track. We have wrestling, one of our newest things. You've probably seen it. So we have just about any sport you can think of, plus anything in music. We got the choir. We got we have people that just do instrumental music. We have the different kinds of more specialized people. We got a real good little band.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think that little band is called?
It's called, what's it called?
The Mariachis.
The Mariachis.
Have you seen them?
Oh, yeah, they play really good.
They're pretty good, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They sing, they dance, they do everything. So, yeah, we got just about everything.
Yeah, that's great. And I really admire that. Like, having everything that way, like, a student can have anything they want.
That's right. Because maybe somebody doesn't like one thing, but they're really good at something. We don't care what it is they do, as long as they do something they like and try to excel at it.
Yeah, that's really good. Now, does tutoring impact students' performance in the school?
Tutoring has about a 33% impact. In other words, if you take 2 students and you do both ability the same, both mental capacity the same, both brain power the same, but you tutor one and not the other one, they're going to outdo them by about 33%. That's why last year we tutored 740 students.
Dang.
And those students did very well. So 740 needed tutoring, and they got it down to 160. They passed all the other ones.
Whoa.
So they did a great job. So tutoring is very important, and it's an intervention strategy. And you can always plan that tutoring is going to help.
Yeah, tutoring has really improved a lot of people, right?
I think it has.
Yes,
I believe it does.
Now, what are your thoughts about how parents and students interact?
Well, in terms of how the students interact with parents, it doesn't change a lot over the years. Parents always, or most generally, probably most always, want what's best for their students. Because the parents have lived their life longer than the students. They've made the mistakes, they've done good things, and they know what they don't want their students to do.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes, because the parents are so strong about not letting their students make any mistakes, 2 things can happen. Sometimes the students will be kind of like argumentative with the parent because they think they know something the parents don't know because they're young. Mm-hmm. Or sometimes they will turn off and do the opposite. Mm-hmm. So a parent is very important how they interact with the children, and that they should let the children have a little space to have ideas also. In other words, work as a team.
Work as a team. Really good. Really good. Now, what made you want to become a superintendent?
I didn't really plan to be a superintendent. I really was more in the field of public work.
Really?
And what I trained to be was an FBI agent.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And when I graduated, that's why I took all the languages. Because one of the things you had to do even back then and even more now, you had to know a lot of languages. Because you might get sent someplace and you had to be able to, work there and not be noticed.
Yeah.
So you had to know the language. So I trained for that at Michigan State University, and I got offered with the FBI. I got an offer with a job. And my family didn't really like that because you probably know my son Steve that works here. And Steve had just been born and he was a new baby, so I didn't take that job. So then I thought, well, I trained to be an FBI. Now I'm not going to do that. What will I do? So I got the education courses because I always liked coaching. Like I used to coach Little League and different things like that. So I went back and got that and became a teacher of French and English first, and then later Spanish. And then as I was teaching, some of the head coaches would come to me and say, hey, we noticed that you played sports. We need coaches. We can never get them. Can you do it? So I started coaching. Like my first team I coached was third graders. Third grade.
Yeah.
It was third grade basketball.
Third grade.
And, we did well. So then they promoted me to fifth grade. And then I started coaching, not just basketball, but football. So I kept accumulating. And then I ended up being a head coach of what would be called a 5A here, a 5A school. As I did that, you get a lot of leadership stuff from being in athletics, drama, music, all that gives leadership.
Yeah.
So I was asked to be an assistant principal. I did that, then a principal, and then directors, coordinator, all those jobs till you get to be a superintendent.
Wow.
And I've been a superintendent about 30 years now.
30 years? That's a very long time.
Quite a while. Quite a while.
You've had quite a journey.
It's been a good journey.
Yeah.
Look what we're doing here.
Yeah.
We're sitting here talking to 3 young people that are trying to do well in life, that will do well in life. So what better contribution could you make? Along the way, I had offers to go coach at the university, but I didn't do it. I've had offers to go run for the Senate, but I didn't do it. I like what I do. I like working with the young people.
Yeah. So what would you say would be some skills that you need to be in the field of education?
You need to be able to, well, first thing, you need to care about making students better than what they are. I don't mean a better person, but better, more confident, more able to not be afraid of things, more able to have personal, just personal traits of honor. That's what you do first. Then after you can get that, then you start teaching some of the things that you teach that are educational.
Yeah.
But what would you have to have? You better like the students. If you don't like the students, you better go do something else. Yeah. If you don't like that, you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So what is your vision for the school?
The school needs to grow.
Grow.
We are growing now. We started at just under 700 students when I came. We're just about at 1,800 students now. We could have been probably at 2,500 or 3,000 students, but we didn't have room. That's why you see us building. We don't have enough room. The school needs to grow some, and we're going into a big new phase that's going to help a lot of kids. Da Vinci has always been known in Birnhamwood charter schools for the academic pursuit. But now we bought what used to be an old factory, and we remodeled it. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
Oh, yeah.
You should go over there maybe and we should take a filming over there. We should take a filming over there. But anyway, that one's going to teach the 10 most needed trade skills in America. For example, the biggest one right now is you're going to have to know how to do some kind of construction.
Yeah.
So we're going to teach construction. Welding, that's big dollars and big need. We're going to do painting. We're going to do TV and radio announcing, broadcasting, and preparation. We're going to do 10 most needed skills in America. So we're taking a little leap to a little different area. And the school has to always adapt and have the adaptability to different things that will help the kids more.
Yeah. On the topic of building, there seems to be a lot of construction. Can we know a little bit about that?
We're constructing, if you look over here behind me, there's a new building.
Yes.
That's for IT.
IT.
That's the IT building.
An IT
They used to be over there in an office in the high school and it was too crowded. So now they're going to be able to do more because we're building some real big buildings. And that means we got to have a lot of IT capability.
Yeah.
And the person that runs that is a guy named Aaron Polanco.
Aaron Polanco.
And Aaron is very good at that, but he's outgrown what he can do.
Yeah.
And he needs more people, so we built a building for him.
That's very good. There are some rumors that we're getting a new school. Can we talk about that?
But possibly. We are trying to buy some land.
Okay.
It's out, I forget the name of the street, but it's not far from here.
Yeah.
It's out about 2 miles from here.
Okay.
And we have $4 million offer on that land.
Yeah.
If they accept it, what is going to go out on that land is athletic training fields, because we got so many kids. We only got this one little field, and the city wants to take it away.
Yeah.
So we got to get a place where they can play, and we want to have a new high school.
Okay.
And the high school is going to have a pool inside it.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah, it's going to be nice. And there'll be a track, all the stuff that schools have.
Yes.
Now, it's going to cost about, it's going to be about $40 million
40
to do
million?
that.
Okay.
So you have to run what I talked about earlier, a bond to get that money.
Well, it's been very nice talking to you, Dr. G. I'm afraid that our time is over.
Well, thank you for coming over, and thank you and your crew here for being available at this time of the day.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.